I'm going to demonstrate a chakra balancing technique. Chakras are essentially the word means wheel, and they're energy centers on our body. The crown, the third eye, the throat, the heart, the solar plexus, the sacral, the root, and the ground, which is underneath your feet. By balancing the system, we can really improve our health, mind, body, and spirit. So first off, we start with the pendulum and just looking at where the energy is reading. And I'm intending that everyone that is listening and watching is going to receive this treatment. So I'm actually looking at the group energy at this point in time. So we start at the ground, and that's pretty big. We want our chakras to be about that big around. Okay, the root is really big. This is the sacral, solar plexus, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye, and the crown. So they're all reading big, and that is really what we've been seeing since the beginning of the pandemic, that everyone is feeling overwhelmed. So then I'm just going to put gemstones on the appropriate chakra. So clear quartz for crown, amethyst for third eye, blue lace agate for the throat chakra. We're using green aventurine for the heart chakra, citrine for the solar plexus, carnelian for the sacral chakra, and a garnet for the root. So each one is color coded because it's a different frequency of energy. So we're going to start at the ground, and this is a clear quartz single point. So I'm going to be pulling out the negative energy, anything that doesn't serve you, from the chakra, and we're going to be putting it into the ground. So we're going to be doing a quick demonstration, but you're still going to have benefit from this today. These sessions typically last 30 minutes and I can do them in person, or we can do them online using our Jane app. And then we're pulling white light Reiki energy in, and we're clearing that chakra. And then we move up to the root chakra. So that was I'll go back for a minute. The ground chakra is where we connect to Mother Earth. So super important to keep us grounded. We need to be centered between heaven and earth to be healthy. The root chakra is all about family, joy, love, our right to exist in this world. And issues here can include addictions. They can be blocked by abuse issues that happen, and it's also about stability and home. So finances can really block up our root chakra. And we want that to be open so that we can welcome in wealth and healthy family relationships. The sacral chakra is right at the level of your belly button, and this is the seat of creativity. So the female reproduction system is here. That's where babies are made and created, and this is where we may have mother issues, nurturing issues, but also creativity in general. So if you're having a writer's block or having issues with creating artistic projects, whatnot, this can be a chakra that can be affected. If you're having issues with fertility, or also your digestive system, this can be an issue here that we can help with. Okay, so pulling bad energy out of the solar plexus chakra now, and it's right below your heart, right below your rib cage here in the center. right over your stomach. Your liver, gallbladder, stomach, and spleen are in this chakra. So there's some pretty serious organ happening here. The liver tends to store anger, the gallbladder, resentment. The stomach is where we take negativity in, and the spleen tends to hold guilt. So all these issues can then make you sick from a digestive and metabolic standpoint, including diabetes. So the solar plexus is our seat of personal power, and it's where we know our truth, our gut feeling. So it's really, really important to listen to your gut. The heart chakra is in the middle, and it connects the upper chakras, which represent the higher spiritual aspects, to the body chakras. It's where we experience love of self and personal relationships, and it's where we heal, it's where we manifest. It's a really important chakra to stay healthy. If you have an issue with this chakra, you may have issues with relationships. You may actually end up having asthma or heart disease. So working on that chakra is super, super important to keep you healthy. The next one is the throat chakra, and it's literally right on your throat. The thyroid is here, so it can also often be an issue. But this chakra is all about speaking your truth and establishing healthy boundaries that, you know, to be assertive, not aggressive. So often we know our truth in our solar plexus, but we don't speak it. And then that harms this chakra, and we end up manifesting thyroid issues or codependency issues, where people are overstepping our bounds and taking advantage of us. This chakra tends to be a big issue in women. There's a tendency for women to be conditioned not to speak our truth, to be conformist and not step into our power. And that can affect our thyroid and cause all sorts of health issues. The next chakra is the third eye. It's one of my favorites. So this is the seat of intuition. It's where we see the future. It's where we receive intuitive hints and guidance and how we envision our futures. Now, if this chakra is too active, then you're going to have issues with anxiety, where the thoughts just race and race and race around, or depression. The crown chakra is at the top of your head, and it's if you think about a baby, it's where the soft spot is on the skull. And this is our connection to the divine. It's where we receive information from our angels and guides, and it needs to be open so that white light can come down from heaven all the way down to the ground into the center of the earth, and then the earth sends light back up. If there's an issue with this chakra, then there's often mental problems. And chakra balancing can help, but you would definitely need some professional help as well. Okay, so I'm going to sweep with a piece of selenite, because what we've done is we've messed with the energy a little bit. We've disturbed things. So now we're going to smooth it with the selenite. We tap the top of the crown, and we're doing this for mind. Tap the bottom of the feet, body, and spirit. Okay, and we just finished by grounding that energy in, thanking our angels, guides, and Reiki for blessing us with this healing. And then we're just going to recheck the pendulum and see how we did. So we're going to do the ground chakra first. Beautiful. So now it's that big around. And the root. The sacral. Ooh, we're doing well here, guys. Solar plexus. Heart chakra. Throat chakra. Third eye. And the crown. Beautifully balanced, which will help you feel more centered, more grounded, and more relaxed. It's a really great stress reliever. So this is a chakra balancing. It's a 30-minute session, and when we're doing distance, this is a distance session over Jane. This is how it would be set up, and you and I would be talking through the session to see what you're feeling and what I'm feeling and what intuitive hits are coming in. It's really quite interesting to see what comes in. There's a similar setup for Reiki. A Reiki session is an hour, and I simulate that the body is here, and I treat the whole body, not just the chakras. So the chakras are included in the Reiki, but then we treat the whole body as well, and it really helps to clear out issues with mind, body, and spirit, and help you feel more balanced, renewed, and release everything that doesn't serve you. Christine Gosse, registered physiotherapist and Reiki Master, owner and founder of Lavender Lane Wellness Centre. I was given a dream and a vision to have a center where I could bring in healthcare and holistic practitioners working in a collaborative manner. Because where I was working, I wasn't able to practice Reiki and look at the more holistic aspects of healing. I grew up in a small village in a rural area, and from a young age I felt really limited by the small town mentality, and I was growing up in a really dysfunctional family life, and so I always had a plan to get out, and I knew that I wanted to be independent, and that meant going to post-secondary school. So I did my kinesiology degree at the University of Waterloo, worked for a year, and then went back to University of Toronto and completed my physical therapy degree. After I had got into Reiki, I started to get downloads and inspirations because I knew where I was working I couldn't work to my fullest. I could do my physiotherapy, but I wasn't allowed to work holistically and to work on the whole mind, body, spirit aspects. So I had this vision in a dream, and I actually saw a property, and it's almost like a country retreat center, and that is the future plan. It's where holistic and healthcare came together, and we took care of our community, we took care of families, and just helped as many people as we could. I grew up in a very rural area in a very small village, and our family life was very dysfunctional. So from a very young age, I'm like, okay, got to get out of here and start, be independent, and that meant going to post-secondary education. When I was 16, I hurt my knees, and I ended up going to physiotherapy, and that really kind of sparked my interest. So I've always been fascinated with science and how the body works. So I did my kinesiology degree at Waterloo first, and that's the science of normal human movement. I worked a year and then went back into University of Toronto and did my physical therapy degree. Post-grad, I studied acupuncture and became certified, and that kind of opened up my whole perspective to the holistic and the energetic aspects of health. So I've been a physiotherapist and performing acupuncture for over 20 years in the Kitchener-Waterloo area. In 2015, I had got to the point where I was pretty much at burnout. I'd gone through a difficult marital separation, as you know, learning to be a single parent. My daughter was having issues with behavior and her ADHD, and we're looking for a holistic solution to her ADHD. So Reiki finds you when you need it, and it turns out I needed it just as much as she did. We were able to really work together as a family and to work towards our communication, improving our harmony and everything at work, at school. And I started Lavender Lane in January of 2018 after I had left the Physiotherapy Corporation, where I was not happy. So I just took that as an opportunity and a blessing and worked to open the center, and it's just been awesome and growing. In terms of ethical concerns for our business, basically we have to be very careful with personal health and personal information, so there's a ton of procedures around that. And with COVID, it has brought a new level of screening, personal protective equipment, cleaning all the treatment and front desk areas after each client, and everybody, registered health professionals and holistic alike, have to comply to privacy and all of our COVID cleaning. Our practitioners really care about our clients. We want to see change. We want you to get to the root of the problem and really resolve your issues. So we not only look at physical health, we're looking at the mind, body, and spirit aspects of things, the energetic aspects of things, so that we do a really thorough job for our clients. Lavender Lane seeks to be a conscious corporation. So that means we look at things, we want to maintain our integrity. We want to stay true to our life and soul purpose, which is helping you move forward in your life in whatever way it may be, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. And treating everyone with kindness, equality, and trying to make positive impact on the world. From time to time, we seek mentorship from a psychic medium who's actually located in Cambridge, and her name's Lena Zielinski. She's amazing, and she has been really helpful to help keep us on our path, keep us in integrity, really help us look at new opportunities, new ways, new services to bring in, and what path to run with the business. And it's been invaluable. Our practitioners really, really care about our clients. And we take the time to make that connection, that rapport, so that we do a thorough assessment of their physical health, how they're doing mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and looking at the whole person. Because so many physical issues are only this much physical and that much emotional, or, you know, it can be totally different things that come up that the client doesn't even know is impacting them. And, you know, we need to do some holistic services in order to supplement the physiotherapy, for example. So we really want to move people forward in their health, in their personal growth, and that is going to help them at home, at work, and in the community. When you're looking forward to what your dreams are, if you have a dream for a business, for example, don't let fear get in your way. Have faith that the universe is going to have your back, and it's going to support you in bringing out that life and soul purpose. You know, if you do what you love, what brings you joy, and you're serving others, then the abundance and the success is going to follow. Treating each other with kindness, integrity, and honesty, really caring about people is going to move you forward. Yes, so please follow your dream. If you're given a vision or a dream, it's not coincidence. It's the universe tapping you on the shoulder saying, you're up, and it's your turn. Move forward fearlessly, and you will be supported. Our in-person services include physiotherapy, acupuncture, chiropractic, osteopathic manual practitioners, and massage therapy. Our holistic services have really expanded, and it includes emotional freedom technique, nutrition, yoga, all of our energy techniques like Reiki, Chakra Balancing, Ohana generational healing, intuitive channeling, oracle card reading, and everything is accessible on our Jane app in a virtual medium that is secure. So now we can service our community, but we can also service internationally. You can book online for any of our services on our website, lavenderlaneptw.ca, and there you will access our online booking through our Jane app. When you book your service, it's basically if you book a virtual service, it is a secure video call. It's a one-click and we begin. So the center is 3 minutes from my home, and it's in a very busy retail plaza. So there's lots of foot traffic, and really at the time it had the best floor plan, the lowest rent, and the least renovation involved in getting us up and started. We were able to get up and started in 6 weeks. We use a roadside sign. We are in a very busy plaza, so we get lots of foot traffic. And we're using Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, weekly podcasts with the Podcast Business News Network. I talk to Casey Armstrong every week. We have a blast. And that's available on Spotify. And in terms of where our success has come from, has really been from referrals from family and friends of clients. They're really happy with their services, and then they spread the word. I really enjoy doing the weekly podcast with PBN, and it's so fantastic to actually talk to listeners and answer their questions, and we really start having a nice conversation and relationship, and it's just so much fun. COVID-19 has really caused us to pivot. It presented so many challenges and opportunities though too. We've really had to look into technology further, use our Jane app for virtual appointments, which has been brilliant because with the lockdowns we were unable to perform any holistic sessions at all in person. So that has helped us stay afloat during this whole period, and it's really caused us, to really embrace Zoom and all of the social media platforms so that we can really contact people. So we've really expanded our social media so that we can contact people in an easier manner and get the word out about what we're doing, and provide a service to people who are suffering through this pandemic. They had extra time because they're not driving to work, and by using our Jane app, it's secure, it's super easy to use, and we're able to continue servicing people.
Hello, this is Lynn Baribault. I am an intuitive channeler, an author, an energy practitioner offering many different kinds of healing modalities. And today I will be doing a demonstration and talking about oracle card readings, which is one of the items that I offer here at Lavender Lane. So what are oracle cards? Oracle cards are a divination tool which you use to get insight on your daily life, and sometimes you need a little clarity in your life, and you can use the oracle cards as a tool to give you the wisdom that you need to continue on your journey, because we are all on a journey here. And oracle cards connect directly to your spirit guides or what spirit wants to tell you, not necessarily what you want to hear, but it is what you need to hear from spirit. And so you can use the oracle cards on a daily basis, and today I use the Colette Baron Reed The Enchanted Map. And so each deck of oracle cards comes with a little guidebook. So if you need more insight, You can use the guidebooks to help you. Yep. Okay. And so today what I did before coming here, I wanted to just pick the card of the day for me, and the card that I got today was intention. So this is a message from Spirit for me to really clarify what my intentions are for today in my personal life and in doing this oracle card reading for you today. And so when I look at a card, I always hear Spirit is giving me information that I need to convey to you as a client who is getting this oracle card reading. This intention card is for myself, so this is a different perspective of and you can do oracle card readings on a daily basis. I'm repeating myself. Oracle cards come in all kinds of different themes, and so this is one of the oracle decks, which is dragons, and then you can have a different one which is about the different energies, and you can have some about crystals and keepers of the light, which is another kind of deck that I use. So when I do oracle card readings, I listened to what Spirit tells me in terms of which deck do I need to bring with me to read the cards for the client. The deck that I'm using today is Kyle Gray Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards. It is beautifully illustrated, and it's a very simple yet profound deck to use. I will do this card reading for myself, and so I would connect to the energies of Spirit. I do have a lot of spirit guides around me who accompany me on my daily, in my daily life. And I have other guides who will come at certain times in my life when I need a little bit of a boost, if you want. So a client it would be the same for a client. Because I'm an intuitive channeler, when I do readings for a client, my guides always come because they are attached to me. I will get messages from the client's spirit guides. Sometimes we have angels and archangels who come in as well. And because I'm also a medium, I will get messages from people in family members or important people in the client's life who have crossed over, and sometimes they butt into the card reading. So first of all, I just connect. I take a breath and I shuffle the cards, and the basic reading is 4 cards, and the cards are the past, the present, the near future, and the future. And sometimes Spirit decides to focus on a certain area of your life where they want the client to gain more insight as to this part of their life. So I always follow what Spirit tells me to do for the client. So each reading is actually very different, individualized and tailored to the client. So let's see what Spirit wants me to learn today. So my first card would be the past, and then I have the present, and then the near future, and the future. So I usually put the cards this way. Sometimes when I shuffle the deck, there's a card that pops out. So if there is an extra card that pops out, I usually just put it at the end, and we look at it at the end, and it always ties in very nicely to the reading. So when I start my reading, for example, this is the card that is representative of the past. And it says, follow the voice of your soul. So in all of my life, I've always been very intuitive, and when you go through life, sometimes you are highly connected to your soul's journey, and at times you're quite disconnected. So it's always good to go back to your soul's journey. And this is telling me that I have always been very protected and very embraced by spirit in my journey, and that I have very strong voice of my soul, which is a calling for me to do this type of energy work. So this is the past. The present card. The present card is the broken arrow, but it says embrace the energy of peace. So this tells me that I kind of need to retreat into myself and regroup as a person and look at the energies of what I see myself moving forward with in the future, and what I'm bringing with me from my past, so that I can integrate the two together and make sure that I am as solid as I can be, so that I open up to my near future and my future. The next card is the near future card. And it says water guardian, and connect with your emotions. And so when I look at this card, connecting with my emotions in the future is really telling me to follow what my gut is saying, follow what spirit is telling me. I do get a lot of messages from spirit, and as I'm human, I don't always listen. So this is telling me that I need to focus on what I'm actually being told and what I feel is right for me at this moment, regardless of whatever else is around. And the future card is this one. And it says, mountains, stand your ground. So as I look at the progression of the cards that I have, which is always what you do at the end, where you the cards tie into each other to tell a story. And the ancestors, the voices of the ancestors, the voice of my past lives, everything that connects me to my soul is there, has always been there with me. And I need to embrace the energy of peace. And the energy of peace here can be interpreted in many ways. If I look at myself, the energy of peace is peace within. And then connect with your emotions. So don't forget to connect to your emotions and the happiness and the joy that you get from doing what you love to do. And stand your ground, stand firm in where you're going, what you have decided to do. And this is an example of oracle card readings that I have done for myself. And oracle readings, I really enjoy using oracle cards and having multiple decks and just playing with the cards. The more you play with the cards and the deck, the more familiar they are to you and you are to them, and they always give you what you need at that moment. Sometimes you don't like the cards, but they always tell you the right message that you need to hear. So it is good to journal, perhaps, if you get a card. This is a service that I offer at Lavender Lane. Using oracle cards will help you gain clarity in your daily life, in what is coming up for you, and getting a lot of guidance and wisdom from Spirit.